If there was a supplement that enhanced productivity, focus, and creativity with no serious side effects and thousands of testimonials, would you be interested? It may sound too good to be true, but that is exactly the content of microdosing with LSD. Top artists, creators, and especially prominent entrepreneurs like Tim Ferriss, Steve Jobs, Aubrey Marcus, and Joe Rogan have all come out of the closet talking about the crucial role that psychedelics have played in their overall well-being, their success, and their creativity. But what does the science say, and what are the risks? And how can regular people like us use this tool to enhance our lives? In this video, we'll take a closer look at microdosing LSD for productivity, focus, creativity, how to use it, why it works, and also give you some essential guidelines for using microdoses of LSD for focus and creative work. But first, take a couple seconds and subscribe to Third Wave's YouTube channel. It's a simple and easy action that you can take right now to make sure that you stay up to date with all of the exciting things happening in this third wave of psychedelics. So first of all, let's have a little bit more background about LSD. LSD is more stimulating and energizing than mushrooms. It's a very active compound, which makes it an incredible tool for externally oriented tasks, like getting something done, engaging in a practice, big picture visioning, or even focusing on creative work. So creativity. Let's unpack that a little bit. What can we do to enhance creativity? Creativity requires you to step out of the normal patterns of habitual thinking and make new connections between previously disparate ideas. This involves two modes of thinking, divergent and convergent thinking. Divergent thinking is about finding out-of-the-box ideas, creating connections between different or unrelated ideas. This is also called lateral association. Think of this as raw creativity. Convergent thinking is linked to the persistence necessary in finding the best solution to a problem. Think of this as applied creativity. Microdosing appears to boost both convergent and divergent thinking. However, as you increase the dosage, thinking becomes more divergent. You may have more out-of-the-box ideas, but they may not always be practical. That's why calibrating your dose level is so important if you want to keep things practical. LSD can also reduce inhibition and increase openness to new experiences, which is important for creativity. Now, let's look at microdosing for productivity and focus. Microdosing LSD has also been associated with improving productivity and focus, particularly in the workplace. This is believed to be because of LSD's ability to increase neural plasticity and improve cognitive flexibility, allowing individuals to move easily between tasks and focus on the task at hand. It also reduces anxiety and increases motivation, which can further enhance productivity. Now, what about microdosing for problem solving? In the 1960s, Dr. Jim Fadiman, the godfather of microdosing, did experiments with LSD in a professional context with complex real-world problems. Here are a few quotes from the participants who were all highly skilled professionals. Quote, "I began to work fast, almost feverishly to keep up with the flow of ideas." End quote. Quote, "I dismissed my original idea entirely and started to approach the problem in a radically different way. That's when things started to happen." End quote. Quote, "I detached from having to perform and let a different mode take over. I was able to get to the heart of the matter." End quote. These are quotes from engineers, architects, product managers, industrial designers, and scientists. And just take a second look at the language that they used. New ideas, new approaches, simple solutions that have been overlooked. The LSD didn't magically reveal a solution. Dr. Fadiman set up a very specific context to support these participants to come up with creative solutions to their problem. The key was a structured environment and systematic protocol. We'll get to what that looks like in a minute. But first, let's look at the science behind microdosing with LSD. Well, first of all, LSD works by binding to the 5-HT2A receptor and altering the brain's serotonin system. This is responsible for regulating mood, perception, and cognition. It also lowers activity in the default mode network, or DMN. The DMN is your everyday way of thinking. It's like your autopilot. You think the same thoughts, see things the same way, have the same mechanical habitual reactions. It creates a reliable and stable perception of our reality, so we can spend our energy on more important things like finding food and shelter. But this default mode network comes at a cost. It shuts down the subtle connections of creative thought. Instead of innovation, the DMN creates more of the same. The default mode network is a group of brain regions that are active when we are engaged in self-referential thinking and rumination, or negative thought loops. So by reducing activity in the default mode network, LSD may help to break negative thought patterns, providing a new perspective on the self. In fact, in brain imaging studies, neuroscientists found that compounds like psilocybin and LSD deactivate the default mode network. Suddenly, ideas that were previously unconnected appear closely related. This is exactly what lateral association feels like on the experiential level. It translates to a heightened state of creativity. During a guided LSD session, one professional designer described creative work like this, quote, "The feeling during this period of profuse production was one of joy and exuberance. It was the pure fun of doing, inventing, creating, and playing," end quote. You can also become fully immersed in a project or problem, seeing new details that you may have missed and approach it from new angles, enhancing creativity, productivity, and focus. The tricky part with psychedelics is that there is a fine line. It's easy to go too far and come up with ideas that are impractical or even nonsense. So let's look at how to work with microdoses of LSD yourself to improve creativity, productivity, and focus. First of all, it's important to prepare mentally and emotionally for a microdosing experience. Choose a safe and comfortable environment. With psychedelics, your senses are sharpened. This can be very useful, but if you're in the wrong environment, it can also be a distraction. So set and setting are crucial if you want to use microdosing for problem solving. In this context, that means an environment free from distraction, a clear schedule, and a project to throw yourself into. Get everything set before you microdose. As a musician friend once told me, plug in all the wire and make sure everything works before you take any psychedelic. It is also important to prepare physically, such as staying hydrated and eating a healthy meal before taking the microdose. This keeps your physical body supported throughout the process. So how do you dose LSD safely and effectively? Microdoses of LSD typically range from 5 to 20 micrograms, with the recommended starting dose being around 10 micrograms. Start low and go slow. Find the right dose for your physiology. It is important to use a reliable source of LSD and to accurately measure the dose with volumetric dosing. Wait at least 2 days between microdosing sessions to avoid building up a tolerance. Finally, let's look at some of the limitations and potential risks of microdosing LSD. LSD can produce some less than pleasant side effects, including anxiety, paranoia, and intense mood swing. So it's important to approach LSD microdosing with caution and responsibility, and to be aware of any potential risks and contraindications. After you microdose, take some time to reflect on the effects and integrate any insights or changes into your daily routine. Consider journaling or talking with trusted friends or a therapist about the experience. Maybe evaluate any work you did with microdosing the next day when you're in a more sort of sober and centered state of mind. This acts as a guardrail from doing anything too impractical from the microdose. It's also important to practice self-care and take time for rest and relaxation after the experience. So just to recap, there's tons of anecdotal evidence of LSD microdoses being useful for creativity, productivity, and focus. There are some incredible studies from James Fadiman about this in his book, The Psychedelic Explorer's Guide, which is a fantastic resource. Microdosing LSD can be a game changer for anyone who is engaged in creative work. Just make sure you prepare properly, you pay close attention to dose, set, and setting, and make sure that you have a project that you're ready to give your full and undivided attention to. For a deeper dive into LSD microdosing for creativity and focus, check out our best-selling microdosing course. It is an amazing resource, including science-based practices, complementary protocols, guidance on how to customize microdosing for your unique needs, as well as proven integration practices from leading therapists. Just click the link in the description to check out our microdosing course.
Thanks so much for watching. For a deeper dive into the power of microdosing with complementary practice and extra guidance, check out our best-selling microdosing course. It's a science-based protocol with dozens of best practices so you can customize your protocol to your unique needs and goals. Check out the link in the description below.